Hello, my name is Gabe Zollner. A friend of mine sent me some interesting information that I thought I'd share with you. You know what the 10 poorest cities are in the United States? And this is based on their percentage of population below the poverty line. You know what they are? Well, it's interesting. I'm going to list the top 10. And Detroit, Michigan, that's number 1. Now, 32.5% of their population is below the poverty line. Buffalo, New York, they're number 2. They're at 29.9% of the population below the poverty line. Number 3 is Cincinnati, Ohio. No big surprise there. They're at 27.8% below the poverty line. Number 4, Cleveland, Ohio, at 27%. Miami, Florida, they're at 26.9%. St. Louis, Missouri, well, they're at 26.8%. Number 7 is El Paso, Texas. They come in at 26.4%. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 8. They're at 26.2%. Philadelphia, PA, number 9, 25.1%. Newark, New Jersey, 24.2%. Now, what do you think these top 10 poorest cities have in common with each other? You want to guess? Let me help you. Detroit, Michigan, which is number 1, they haven't elected a Republican mayor since 1961. Buffalo, New York, they're number 2. They haven't elected a Republican mayor since 1954. Cincinnati, Ohio, number 3. Well, they haven't elected a Republican mayor since 1984. Cleveland, Ohio, 4th on the list. They haven't elected a Republican mayor since 1989. Now, Miami, Florida, these guys are winners. They're Democrats all the way. They've never had a Republican mayor, ever, period. St. Louis, Missouri, they're number 6. Well, they haven't had a Republican mayor since 1949. Boy, that's a long time. El Paso, Texas, coming in at number 7. Well, they haven't had a Republican mayor ever. Yeah, ever. They're like Florida or Miami. Not Florida, Miami. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They haven't had a Republican mayor since 1908. Philadelphia, number 9. Well, they haven't had a Republican mayor since 1952. And Newark, New Jersey, well, Newark, they haven't had one since 1907. You think maybe you might want to consider trying one, You know what the first sign of total insanity is? That's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. You'd think by now you'd sort of learn that maybe they're not doing a job for you. You take, for example, Chicago. Now, they elected a Democratic mayor, but he never should have been elected because he didn't qualify. You see, the rules in Chicago were that you had to be there like for a year before you ran for office. And he wasn't there. He was like in Washington. He was Obama's chief of staff. Big job. So, yeah, when you want to be mayor, well, you know what they do in Chicago. The rules don't matter. They changed the rules. They got to make it work. They need Rom in there. And, Chicago, you're not doing too well, Ron, with the murder rate. You guys are kicking butt. You're ahead of last year. And this is only like, the second week in the year, for God's sakes. Anyway, my recommendation to those top 10 cities is why don't you try it? You might like it. Your people might start coming out of poverty more, you know what I mean? You got nothing to lose. You got a great deal to gain. Give it a whirl. See what happens. I'd be interested in knowing, I think your citizens and your cities would be interested in knowing as well. Bunch of Democratic losers. That's what you are. And you've proven it, statistically.